beat the shit out of it with reprints, and they didn't overprint the crap on the printing supply side, the boxes should be $200-300 a box, but it is what it is. I'm not going to go into all that crap. It's too frustrating. Everybody knows, a broken record on that. There's no point in going around and around with that kind of thing anymore. It's just a dead thing, you know. Moving on. You know, what's funny about life is that when you think you become successful or you get some things right in life, when you get some financial decisions accurate, and you think you can take on the world, you know, it's funny because what tends to happen is there's always an automated thing. There's something in life that has that automatic reset. In Wall Street and economies, they usually call those recessions, corrections, or depressions. And when it comes to the world of trading cards, it's funny how it works, because when you think you get some things right, it makes you overly confident and cocky and think you're better than other people. I'm better than all those regular Timmies out there. You become you get almost blinded. So that brings me to this video. Today we're going to talk about GateCrash and what happened in GateCrash for those of you who weren't around, and what I did with GateCrash and how I lost a lot of money in GateCrash. So GateCrash was a funny thing. I think it's a good time to discuss this because, you know, after the back of the Pokemon video, so I know some good people out there got some nice little punching bag jokes in on me, but I think there's a couple things important to take away here, everybody. And that is, let's go back to 2013. In 2013, Return to Ravnica came out, and then GateCrash came out. This was an era during an extreme period of growth. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it parabolic growth. Very exponential growth. I mean, the growth rate was not single digits, double digits. It was just astronomical, just straight up bottle rocket to the sky type of growth. And I don't think a lot of you remember, but when GateCrash and Return to Ravnica first came out, it was such a demanded for crazy thing that literally people, like, if you went on eBay to buy a box of GateCrash, 30 days after release, the prices were like $104 for a box. Oh, and it gets better. Back then, there was no price adjustment upwards for retailers, and LGS stores were not treated the way they are today. During this time period, the prices were even lower. I believe, I'm not 100% on this, but I believe it was like $74, $73 for WPN stores to get boxes from WotC, or was it $71? I can't remember when they changed those prices. Well, anyways, it didn't really matter because you could get over $100 a box even online in the world of e-commerce. I mean, it was unbelievable. So here we are. Fast forward 5-6 years later, 2018. We have the new Return to Ravnica, and it costs stores, the average store is paying between $79 and $86 a box. And as of the filming of this video, there's certain sellers on eBay that literally are still selling them for $87 to $89.99 shipped. So the wholesale price has adjusted, and what people are paying has adjusted lower. So the margin on both ends of the spectrum has squeezed tighter. This should be the hydraulic press channel, am I right? No? I suck at jokes. That's what she said? Okay. So smart man Rudy at the time comes in during this supply squeeze, which really wasn't a supply squeeze. The demand was just so crazy. Everybody was like, you can't lose money. The expected value of GateCrash. Stores would get them for $71, $73 a box. Expected value was $100 to $120 a month after release, 2 months after release, 3 months after release. Didn't matter. Didn't even matter. Get yourself an average of 3-4 Shocklands a box. They were selling for $15 a pop. Foil versions were $30, $35 a pop. It was just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So of course, you know, Rudy started buying a lot of boxes. Well, at the time, I didn't have high volume discounts and access to all distributors and all this stuff 6 years ago. I wasn't as fully expanded and developed. I was still little Rudy at the time. Little tiny Rudy. Micro Rudy. How about that? So we were still very amateur. We weren't quite fully developed and cocky and thought we were special snowflakes yet. I wasn't quite there. So I started buying from other people. Started buying GateCrash boxes at $80, $82, $85, $88 a box. So now here I am years later, everybody. Years later. 6 years later, 5.5 years later, I have GateCrash boxes, and Well, if you paid $85 a box 6 years ago, and I have mine on eBay for $89.99 a box, that means after shipping and fees, I walk away with $75 a box. You're going to be taking a bath. You're going to lose tens of thousands of dollars on thousands of boxes type of situation. So this is a great time for people to understand that, everybody may watch and, Alpha Investments is kind of failing at times and kind of losing a lot of money. So while I may need patron money because I'm losing a lot because of poor decisions, you have to remember during this time period, there was no way to predict how things were going to unfold. Now, what if, let's say, Wizards had kept print runs in the situations similar to Scars and Mirrodin, Besieged, New Phyrexia, Avacyn Restore, Dark Ascension, Original Innistrad? What if print runs were kept and they just didn't keep endlessly showing up? And all of a sudden, the supply got cut off, and those boxes went from 102, 103 on eBay to 110, 120, 130, 140. Well, I thought by now GateCrash boxes would be a solid $150 to $250 a box. The part I did not calculate correctly was that, I didn't think they would just endlessly reprint Shockland, Fetchland, Shockland, Fetchland, and of course reprint any form of rare or mythic. And as of the filming of this video, probably a week before you guys see it on average, the most expensive mythic in the set is like $4.20. $4.20 is the most expensive mythic. It's an ironic number, isn't it? I think there's one rare, and that's worth something. I think it's like Goblin Legion. There's a Goblin, Red Goblin, and you got the Shocklands. And of course, Shocklands are literally very, very, very low in suppressed value, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. So you're in a situation where boxes have stunted growth. They have invisible glass ceilings. GateCrash boxes, what I used to think were going to go to $200 to $300 a box, it's actually not possible for them to go to $200 to $300 a box. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe GateCrash boxes having a cap of maybe $150 a box is the most they can ever get up to in a couple years. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. But right now, you guys can go on eBay, type in GateCrash booster box. You can easily find my listing. You can see, you can look, you can do your own numbers. But at the end of the day, since we're in a time period, we're moving forward, Wizards likes to extract a lot of reprint equity from I like to call certain classes of cards, because they're not really cashing in all their equity. They're playing the game of reprints and equity extraction. They're playing it very uniquely. It's like, they're doing it very strangely. I'm not really sure what the motive is sometimes, because there's tons of cards in the Magic multiverse of just Rudyverse that need reprinting. But they never reprint them. But they reprint the same cards over and over. And they'll throw a tree as a mythic. But all these other cards that actually need reprinting, it's not like they're going to run out. Well, actually, I guess if they were doing 3 master sets in like a 15-month period, I guess you would kind of run out if you start reprinting 40, 50 at a time. 100 times 3 sets, 150 reprints a year. I guess you would start to, as the momentum would slow down, you would be reprinting faster than you could actually, the market could absorb. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So GateCrash and RTR and even Dragon's Maze, but we're focusing on Rudy's losses and GateCrash. And again, I want people to know this because, again, I'm not trying to tell everybody that investing in modern standard booster boxes is dead. I don't believe that. I stand by that. People will continue to make fun of me for it, and I'm okay with that. Because people like to do that kind of stuff. People don't like to talk about success. People like to talk about when people mess up. So I'm here to discuss this with you and discuss why it messed up. Why isn't GateCrash $250 a box after 5 years? Why is Scars and Mirrodin Besieged, which was only a couple years before, the cheapest eBay is $300-400 a box and climbing. They're going to be a standard $500-600 booster box, similar to Original Innistrad and similar to the other ones back in the day. Why is that? And I know people are just going to say, Rudy, it's just cut and dry. It's simply put because they slashed the print runs really high. And while that is a huge chunk to the puzzle, I don't think it really is that simple, everybody. I think it really is a combination of how people are perceiving the Magic the Gathering booster box and the perception that investing is an evil term, and the perception that trying to invest in new product is the most ludicrous, dumb thing you could ever do. And of course, the leader of ludicrous and dumb things is some idiot on the internet known as Creepy Rudy. So what better idiot to lead than somebody who's just telling everyone that, yeah, it is possible to lose substantial amounts of money. And if you're betting the farm and you can't take the hit, it can literally take you down. You can literally, if you're leveraged, or a house or a home equity line of credit, second mortgage, or you took out a loan or something, I don't know, a title loan on a car. Do people still do that? I don't think people do that. It wasn't like the 80s. Or a cash advance on a credit card. Because you're too dumb to do a balance transfer. You want to make sure you get hosed at the most possible way. Maybe that's the case. And, I want people to understand that just because you see some idiot on the internet like me discussing investments on items that you can probably do, it doesn't always work out very well because you never know 100% how the future is going to unfold. There is no 100% way for all of us to fully predict what's going to happen. Now, we can stand back and we can use very strict sets of principles, rules, and guidance to try to minimize and kind of control that risk. And that's what I do. But even then, just like the Pokemon video you guys saw, there is only so much you can do based on information in the moment to be able to predict how to not lose your ass. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys learned something today. And I hope to see some good responses from everybody. Want to know everyone's opinion? Are you all out there sitting on 4,000 boxes of Dragon's Maze? I'm not really sure. Are you all out there sitting on 5,000 boxes of Pokemon Crimson Invasion? I don't know. So, tell me what you think. I look forward to everybody's feedback. I hope you have a great day. You only live once in this world. Don't want to have a lot of FOMO or YOLO. You got to make sure you don't have regrets, everybody, because life is short. We all get old quick. Look how different I look from a few years ago. Creepy, isn't it?